Someone asked me yesterday about getting haircuts, whether or not that prohibition already began. And I said, yeah, according to the Ashkenazim, we start that prohibition with the fast of the 17th of Tammuz, so it's already too late. He said, I can't get a haircut now. I said, no, 2 more weeks, and then you'll be able to. He says, oh no, I messed up. So I said, oh, you got a haircut already this week? He said, no, I forgot to get a haircut before the 3 weeks started. So I said to him, you didn't mess up, you're good. You're good. There's no mitzvah to get a haircut before the 3 weeks start. There's not a yantiv that you have to look your best when it begins. In fact, the entire purpose of this prohibition, this custom not to get a haircut, is to feel it, to give us, the sages gave us things to connect to this period of mourning. No weddings, no haircuts. We're going to add more to them when we get to the 9 days, because it's hard to connect to this loss. Not only that it's hard to connect to this loss, but in some ways, we're not actually supposed to do it in a public way all year. The Gemara tells a very interesting story about one of the sages, Elazar Ze'ira. He used to walk around with black shoes. In those days, black shoes were a sign of mourning, almost equivalent to our ripped shirt of today. And one of his colleagues saw him in the marketplace wearing these shoes and said, I'm so sorry, did you experience a loss? Did something happen? And he said, no. He said, why are you wearing those shoes? So he said, I'm mourning Yerushalayim. I'm mourning the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash. And they looked at him and they said, who are you to publicly walk around and mourn the Beis HaMikdash like it was a family member of yours? They thought it was what's called the Yura, Gaivos, a haughtiness, a greater than thou. Look at me, how I feel connected to this loss. We generally don't feel that. And that Gemara goes on to explain why he, in his particular case, was justified in doing so. But the rest of the year, we don't do that in a public way. We have certain things along the way. We break a glass at a wedding and other activities which remind us of the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash. But we don't walk around publicly mourning, except for these 3 weeks. These 3 weeks the sages gave us between Shavasar B'Tammuz and Tisha B'Av. Recognize what happened. Recognize the loss. Feel it. Connect to it. Do things to remember the time period that we're in. So we don't get haircuts. And we should look in the mirror every day and say, I wish I could get a haircut. But it's the 3 weeks. I'm going to think about the Beis HaMikdash for a few seconds every day, remind myself of the loss, and try to connect to it.